Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Let's Get Physical Yoga. We'll get started in just a minute here. My name is Stacey. I'll be your teacher for today. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my phone so we're not interrupted during class. Let's Get Physical Yoga is a wellness program based out of Price Hill in Cincinnati, Ohio. We provide yoga classes in the winter 5 days a week, free for anyone who would like to attend, and during the summer, when we're allowed to go outside, it's 6 days a week. But we're glad you're joining us, especially in these times when you need opportunities to nurture yourself, take care of your body, and just feel as healthy as you can feel. If you have any questions about any of the poses we do in class, please go ahead and shoot us a message or a comment on Facebook. If you're wanting any specialized classes, go ahead and please let us know. I know a few people had reached out and said they're spending a lot of time at their computer and home offices and really wanted a chair class. And Brenda Zeckmeister, the other teacher, provided a yoga class last Thursday. If you go off to the left side of your computer on this page, you'll see a video button. When you click on that, you'll see a catalog of all the previous classes that we've provided since the stay-at-home ban. But we're happy to provide things you need. If you have any injuries or illnesses that you're wondering about precautions, we're happy to address that too. So we're going to go ahead and start an easy pose. That's just with your legs crossed. I'm going to go ahead and start some music. As part of this class, we're going to use all Cincinnati musicians. If you have questions about the music or want to check them out afterhand and show our local artists a little support, I'll be posting the names of the musicians and their websites on the page after class. So, go ahead and start to relax into your pose. Settle your breath. In through your nose, out through your nose. In through your nose, out through your nose. Just start to relax those shoulders away from your ears. Take some nice, gentle breaths. Start to clear your mind. We're going to start off with one of my favorite singer-songwriters, Kim Taylor, out of Loveland, Ohio. Just rest your forearms on your knees, palms towards the sky. We're going to soften our eyes and close our eyelids. Start to slow down that breath. And take just a moment to start to connect with an intention. Something you want to focus on for the next hour, the rest of the day. Maybe it's the rest of the week. Sending positive energy and intentions out into the world. We're going to go ahead and switch to ocean breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose, nice and deep, getting tall through the spine. Sigh it out through an open mouth. Deep breath in through your nose. Sigh it out. One more deep breath in through your nose, drawing that air all the way past the back of your throat. And sigh it out. Return to that Ujjayi breath, that warming breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, let that chin drop down to your chest. Just gently stretching through the back of your neck, keeping those shoulders relaxed. Deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, you're going to roll that left ear towards the left shoulder, opening up to the right side of your neck. With your next inhale, take that chin back down to the chest. Exhale, roll that right ear towards the right shoulder, opening up through the left side of your neck. I try to do the poses in a way that you mirror me if you're watching the video directly. But I'm actually moving in the opposite direction of what I'm calling out, so you can do that mirror. Exhale, take the chin all the way back to center. Inhale, go ahead and lift your head back to neutral position. Exhale. Go ahead and gently peel open those eyes. We're going to go ahead and place our hands on our knees. We're going to do a little trunk rotation in an exercise that's called churn the butter. So what you're going to do is you're going to use your hands to push against your knees, rooting that tailbone down into the earth, and you're just going to start to rotate. Going from one side to the other, pushing back, pushing that upper back out, almost like you're doing cat in the seated position. Inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the head, and just coming around full circle. This is another really good movement to do if you've been sitting a lot at work. You can feel it from the tops of your legs, the outside of your thighs, all the way up to the top of your head. Make sure when you come to the front, you lift your chin and open that heart. Let's go ahead and do one more in this direction. Come back, we're going to go in the opposite direction. It's doing that seated cat pose. And this time as we come back to center, go ahead and find that neutral position, nice and long through the spine. Inhale, we're going to breathe our arms up overhead, interlacing fingers. Exhale, push and turn those palms up towards the sky, stretching your arms overhead. You can even take a dristy or glance up overhead, lengthening through the upper body. You're going to go ahead and bring your head back to neutral. You're going to slide your fingers apart. Let that left hand grab the right wrist. Exhale, we're going to gently roll to the left side, opening up through the right side of the body. In through your nose, out through your nose. Exhale, coming back to center, you're going to go ahead and slide hands apart again, and that right hand's going to wrap around the left wrist. Exhale, gently roll to the right, opening up through the left side of the body. Go ahead and breathe your way back to center. Take your arms down to the earth. Exhale, you're going to reach them out. Once again, interlacing fingers, pushing hands forward, rounding the back. Stretching those wrists away from your body. Exhale, coming all the way back to center. You're going to go ahead and place your left hand on the earth. Exhale that right arm up over the top of your ear, lengthening through the side of the body. Go ahead and breathe that right hand down to the earth. Exhale the left arm up over the top of your ear and stretching through the left side of the body. Breathing hand down to earth. Go ahead and relax those hands on your knees. And once again, inhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis forward, lifting your heart and chin. Exhale, sit back, rounding the upper back, leaning into cat from a seated position. Inhale, breathing that heart forward, lifting the chin, rooting that tailbone into the earth, activating your bandhas, pulling in that belly button. Exhale, go ahead and slide into that seated cat position, rounding your upper back. We'll do one more, shining your heart forward, breathing in, lifting the chin. Exhale, sit back, round that back into cat. And then breathe your way into that nice, tall, neutral position. We're going to continue with our seated poses. You're going to go ahead and take your legs a little bit wider, bringing solo foot to solo foot in bound ankle or butterfly pose. If this is uncomfortable, you can always grab a block and sit on it, creating a little bit more open space for your hips to rotate, externally rotate. Or if it's uncomfortable, you can always stick a block in this direction or this direction under your knees or thighs. You can even slide your feet forward if that's just a little bit too much for you. We're going to go ahead and rest our hands on our feet. Take a deep breath in through your nose, getting nice and long through the spine, nice and tall. As you exhale, hinging forward from the hips, keeping that back in nice alignment. You're going to just gently reach that chin over your heels. Start to feel that stretch all the way from the ankles to that low back. Inhale, coming up nice and tall. You're going to raise the left hand, place it on the right instep. Exhale that right arm out. You're going to gently sweep it all the way behind you, placing it on the earth, peeking over that shoulder, starting to wake up that spine. Stretch a little bit through the inner thigh. In through your nose, out through your nose, pulling that belly button in. Exhale, coming back to center. You're going to raise that right hand, reach for the left instep. Exhale that left hand out and stretch that arm, spiraling it all the way behind you, peeking over the shoulder in the other direction. Breathing back to center, resting hands on knees. Once again, you're going to inhale, drawing that breath all the way up through the spine, rooting that tailbone down, pulling that belly button in. Once again, from the hips, you're going to hinge forward, and maybe this time that chin starts to stretch over that arch in your foot, or even reaching towards the ball of your feet and toes. And then breathe your way up nice and tall. With your next breath, you're going to stretch your feet out directly in front of you, flexing 90 degrees through the ankles. Inhale, pushing your hands against the earth, so wrists are at 90 degrees for a little staff pose. I have really short arms, so when I sit up nice and tall, my hands actually lift up off the mat. Easy way to solve that, once again, if you have blocks or even a book, place those under your hands so you can push into the earth. T-Rex arms. Exhale, relax, nice and tall. Inhale, breathing arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. You're going to reach for your instep or your shin, ankle, or toes, lengthening through the back of those legs. Exhale, come up nice and tall. We're going to get a little heat building, so you're actually going to go ahead and I'm going to turn onto my mat. On an inhale, you're going to bend both of your knees, putting your feet flat on the earth. Exhale, you're going to turn your palms towards the sky. We're going to hinge back in a little boat, firing up that core, pulling that belly button in. Nice and steady breaths, in through your nose, out through your nose. In through your nose, out through your nose. In through your nose. Exhale down to canoe, shoulders and head, heels lifted up off the earth. Inhale into boat. Exhale into canoe. Inhale into boat. Go ahead and cross those legs. Sit up nice and tall. You should feel a little bit warmer right now. And we're going to go ahead and make our way into tabletop. So, facing the front of your mat, the short edge, you're going to stack your hands under your shoulders, knees under hips. Take a deep breath in through your nose, dropping belly and lifting chin in cat pose or cow pose. Feel those ribs kind of spreading apart. Exhale, tilt the crown of your head towards the earth, round that upper back in cat. Inhale, pushing through hands, sitting all the way back to heels. Exhale, coming forward. Let's do one more dynamic series. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Stretching through each rib, lengthening those interstitial muscles. Exhale, tilt the crown of the head down. Curve that upper back, reaching that spine towards the sky. Exhale, sitting all the way back to your heels, pushing through hands. Inhale, coming forward. With your next breath, you're going to stretch that leg all the way back, flexing 90 degrees to the ankle. If you stretched your left foot back, go ahead and reach that right hand forward, finding that balance, pulling that belly button in. If you want to challenge this pose, go ahead and sweep your hand all the way back towards your toes, bend your knee, and see if you can't bind on your foot a little bit. Inhale, rotating that heel up over the top of your back, gently lifting, activating that hip flexor in a nice stretch. Exhale, extend the leg, reach the arm forward. We're going to place the hand on the earth. Take a deep breath in through your nose. As you exhale, you're going to sweep that leg over your foot, placing the ball of the foot down on the earth. You're going to peek over your shoulder at that extended leg. Might catch a glimpse of your toe, noticing how it activates a stretch in your hip. If you want to take a little bit deeper, go ahead and point your toes. Exhale, slide back to rest on that instep and arch, sitting back towards the heel. Inhale, walking fingertips forward. Exhale, lower your head in between your arms, letting your ears brush past your biceps. Just melt into the mat. If you like this song, you're listening to Roger Drotti and the Firestarters. Roger's originally from Ireland, but now lives in Cincinnati. Inhale to curl the toes under on that extended leg. Exhale, extend through the knee. A little bit deeper stretch to the hip. Inhale, shifting weight forward, stacking that knee underneath the hip again. Inhale, go ahead and drop the belly, lift the chin in cow pose. Exhale, arch the back, tilt the crown of the head towards the earth and cat. Inhale, sitting all the way back to heels. And exhale, coming forward, stacking once again into tabletop. We're going to breathe that opposite leg straight back, flexing through the ankle. Inhale the opposite arm forward. Once again, finding that balance. And if you want to take a deeper sweep, that arm back, binding on the toes. Exhale, rotate that heel up over the back. A nice little kneeling ballet dancer pose. Release the toes, stretch that leg back, hand forward, and then you're going to breathe that hand back down to the mat. Go ahead and sweep the leg over once again, planting the ball of your foot and peeking over that shoulder. Cross leg balasana. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, sit back towards that heel. Go ahead and reach your hands forward. Let that head slide between your arms. Inhale to curl your toes under. Exhale, extend through that knee. Deepening that balasana stretch. You're going to go ahead and breathe that knee forward, stacking back underneath your hip. We'll do one last dynamic series. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin and cow. Exhale, arch the back, tilt the head and cat. Inhale, sitting all the way back to heels. And exhaling to tabletop. With your next breath, you're just going to curl your toes under, and you're going to slowly push through your hands, sitting back towards your heels, gently stretching through the sole of the foot. Inhale, shifting weight forward. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and breathe those knees up off the earth in our first downward dog. And take a few breaths to start walking out the dog, reaching those heels closer to the earth. When you're ready, connect it to breath, leading with the left foot, followed by the right. Step, walk or float your feet towards your hands at the top of the mat. Exhale, slowly rolling all the way up. One vertebrae at a time. Finding Tadasana. I'm going to turn to face you. You can face the top of your mat. Deep breath into your nose as you roll your shoulders back, opening and lifting the heart, palms towards the front. Go ahead and lift that chin, gently closing the eyes. We're going to take 3 deep ocean breaths. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. Open mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. Open mouth. One more deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out. My full-time job is as an occupational therapist in the school system, and my kids like to call that Darth Vader breath. So we're going to go ahead and gently walk out those knees a little bit. Inhale, breathing, arms up overhead, prayer hands to touch. Exhale, bringing them down to heart center. We're going to sit down into Utkatasana chair pose, firing up those quads, building some more heat. Deep breath in through your nose as you lift through your heart. Exhale. Take that left elbow and sweep it towards the right knee, keeping hands at heart center in a nice twist. Breathing back to center. Inhale, lifting up on the heart. Exhale, this time the right elbow sweeps towards the left knee. Breathing back to center. Go ahead and release those palms to face the outside of your knees. Exhale, coming all the way up overhead, deepening that seat. Relax your arms to the side and come all the way up. You're going to make your way to the top of your mat. On an inhale, you're going to step back with that left foot at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, bending into that front knee. Go ahead and reach that front arm forward. Exhale, spiral that arm all the way behind you, finding your way into Virabhadrasana or Warrior Two. Dropping shoulders away from ears, belly button in. Gaze nice and strong over those front fingertips. Feeling the energy of your arms pull up through the earth. Inhale, turning that front palm towards the sky. Exhale, revolve your warrior. Right arm reaches overhead. Left arm slides down the back of your thigh. Gaze is skyward. Breathing back into Warrior Two. On an inhale, we're going to turn that palm down. Exhale, put a bend in that front arm. Take it down to your knee. Reach the opposite arm directly overhead for side angle pose. You can hang out here. You can take that top arm, wrap it around your back, putting the palm, tailbone side down. Exhale, you're going to peel that top shoulder back and send your gaze overhead. Deepening the twist. Inhale, breathing that top arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, we're going to take the bent arm down to the earth. You can also take it down to the block. We're going to take that top arm all the way down to the earth. Both hands lining up inside that bent leg foot. You're going to turn your extended leg toes towards the front of the mat. Breathe that knee down to the earth. You're going to release your toes. Exhale, extending through that front leg, sitting back towards your heel, folding forward, stretching through that front leg. Inhale, breathing a bend back into that front knee. Once again, palms lined up on the inside of that front foot. You're going to go ahead and breathe the toes under the back leg. Exhale, lift that knee up off the earth in a little gentle dragon. And you're going to start to walk your hands towards the side edge of the mat till you find yourself in a wide stance, hands resting on the long side edge of your mat. And just gently shift your hips from left to right. We're switching artists. We're heading into a little CCM alumni music here with Noah Smith out of Brown County, Ohio. Go ahead and let that crown of your head reach parallel with the earth. With your next inhale, place that left hand directly below your chin. Exhale that right arm up and overhead, twisting to the side. Breathe that hand back down to the earth, placing the right hand directly below your chin. Inhale that left arm up and overhead, twisting in the other direction. Breathing hands back down to that side edge. Inhale, go ahead and gently push through your hands, sitting back towards your hips a little bit. Increasing that length to the back of your legs. Exhale, shift the weight forward. We're going to walk our hands back towards the front of the mat, turning our toes to face the front short edge of our mat. On an inhale, you're going to hop that back foot forward about 5 inches. Exhale, take that back leg up overhead, stretching into standing splits. You can leave your hands grounded, or you can walk one or both in to challenge your balance, or even bind on that standing leg. Go ahead and breathe your hands down to the earth and step that foot forward. Both feet lined up at the front of your mat, rolling all the way up to Tadasana. Once again, I'm going to take a step back so I don't bump into the rack, the bookshelf. Inhale, breathing arms up overhead, prayer hands to touch. You're going to gently breathe all the way towards the left side, opening up through that right side of your body. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, gently breathe to the right. Coming back to center, release your arms down to your sides. This time, you're going to go ahead and step your way to the top of your mat. And you're going to step the opposite leg back. Inhale, bending into that front knee. Exhale, reaching that arm forward. Exhale, spiraling the other arm in the opposite direction, finding warrior 2 on the other side. Gaze nice and strong over those front fingertips. Inhale, turn the palm towards the sky. Exhale, revolve your warrior. Breathing back into warrior 2. We're going to turn that palm towards the earth. Inhale to bend that forearm. Take it down to the knee. Reach that other arm straight up overhead. Side angle pose. Once again, if you want to wrap that arm behind your back, placing the palm against your spine. Deep breath in through your nose as you peel that top shoulder back and send your gaze overhead. Inhale, you're going to reach that top arm up overhead. Exhale, that bent hand all the way down to the earth. And we're going to take that top arm down to the earth, lining both hands up on the inside of that front foot. Exhale, turn the back toes to face the front of the mat. We're going to breathe that knee down to the earth. Release the toes. Exhale, sit back towards the heels, extending through that front knee and folding forward. Now, I don't do this one as deeply as I did on the other pose because I've had knee surgery. So to protect my knee, I don't go as deep into the pose. Inhale, shifting weight forward, hands lined up on the inside of that front foot. You're going to curl the back toes under. Exhale, breathe that knee up off the earth in a gentle dragon. And once again, we're going to walk our hands towards the long side edge of the mat, finding that wide stance. Hands on that front edge, gently shifting your hips from left to right. On an inhale, we're going to turn our fingertips towards the back side edge of the mat, stretching through our wrists. And if you like to take the fold a little bit deeper, you can walk your fingertips towards the back side edge of the mat, deepening your fold. Stretching through those hamstrings. If you feel a tickle behind your knee, you can go ahead and put a micro bend in your knee. We're shifting into a little Cookin' Hearts, a little indie folk band here in town. Inhale, turn those fingertips towards the front side edge of your mat, walking them forward. We're going to go ahead and walk our hands towards the front of the mat, turning our toes to that short edge. On an inhale, you're going to hop the back leg forward about 4 or 5 inches. Exhale, take that leg up and overhead, standing splits on the other side. And as always, you can leave your hands grounded or walk one or both in, challenging the balance or even binding on that standing leg. Exhale, breathing hands down to the earth. Step that top foot forward to meet the grounded foot and roll all the way up. Finding your Tadasana once again. We're going to go into a standing balance. So with standing balances like tree pose, you want to find a focal point, something that is off in the distance at eye level that doesn't move. You can watch me, but most people wobble in tree, and when you watch something that moves, it makes you move. So on an inhale, we're going to plant that right foot. Exhale, gently bending into the left knee. You're going to peel that left knee out to the side. So your knees are like this in a perpendicular direction. Go ahead and find that focal point. And when you're ready, connected to breath, let that bent knee slide up the standing leg. And then when you're ready, connected to breath, go ahead and breathe your arms up and overhead, finding that nice still tree pose. Exhale, relax the arms down to the side. Turn that bent knee towards the front of the room and release it to earth. And walk it out. We're going to do the other side. In yoga, we always do the other side. We always do both sides. As my yoga teacher, Stacey, Shirley says, if you don't do both sides, you're going to walk in circles the rest of the day. So go ahead and plant that left foot. Inhale, bend in the right knee. Peel that right knee out to the sidewall. Once again, find that focal point. Mine's changed because I'm facing a different direction. And when you're ready, inhale that bent leg, foot up the standing leg. And again, connected to breath. Take those arms up and overhead, pulling that belly button in, and finding a nice still tree. That focal point or drishti really is everything for keeping a nice steady balance. Exhale, release the arms down to the side. Go ahead and point that bent knee towards the front and step on down and walk it out. Nice job. Deep breath in, reaching arms up overhead. Exhale, swan diving towards your mat, letting your fingertips brush against the earth. Inhale, halfway up, palms resting on shins. Exhale, rolling all the way back up to Mountain or Tadasana. Inhale, sweeping arms up overhead. Exhale, swan diving towards the earth. This time, let your fingertips touch the earth, but inhale, halfway up, palms resting on shins. You're going to cross forearm over forearm. Exhale the crown of your head towards the earth and gently rock from side to side in ragdoll pose. Releasing hands down to the earth. Inhale, rolling all the way up. Finding that mountain pose once again. You're going to step out to that wide stance again. You're going to let the left hand rest on the outside of the left thigh. Breathe that right arm up and over the top of your ears, stretching through that side of the body. Go ahead and breathe that top arm down to the outside of the right thigh. Exhale that left arm up and over the top of your ear. And go ahead and relax. Step those heels back underneath the hips. We're going to go into a little eagle pose. Go ahead and breathe your arms forward. You're going to wrap that left arm underneath your right, folding through the elbows. You're going to step the right foot over the top of the left. So you're in bound, eagle arms and eagle legs. And you can stay here, or once again, you can focus your drishti. Let that top leg float up, finding that balance, and slowly sitting into the pose. Firing up those interstitial muscles, keeping yourself nice and balanced. Exhale, extend through that bent knee, unwrap the leg, release and unwrap the arms. We're going to go ahead and do it on the other side. We're going to step the left leg over the top, breathe the arms forward, and it's the opposite arm that wraps underneath. So you're folded into eagle arms and eagle legs on the upper and lower body. And again, you can stay here or fix that drishti. Let the top leg float up over the standing leg knee and take a seat. Go ahead and extend through the standing leg. Release that top leg. Release the arms and walk it out. We're going to go ahead and make our way towards the top of our mat. We're going to go into a little pigeon pose. If you have any back issues, you want to do reclined pigeon on your back. Inhale, breathing, arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Let your hands find the earth. You're going to step back for high plank. Lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale, lifting up to up dog or cobra. And for those of you wanting more arm balances, we're getting there. The tendonitis in my right elbow is almost gone. Exhale, coming all the way back to tabletop. We're going to curl those toes under. Breathing knees up off the mat, stretching heels closer to the earth and down dog. We're going to breathe that leg up overhead. Inhale, bending into the knee. Breathing it forward towards your hands. You're going to release that back toe. Make sure that front and back leg has a 90-degree flex in the ankle to protect the front knee. And you're just going to start to melt towards the earth into pigeon pose. If you're doing reclined pigeon, you're doing the exact same pose, but you're doing it on your back. Left knee bent, right angle over knee, rolling that knee out. You can stay like this. You can put your foot on a block, or you can extend that leg. You just don't want your ankle pushing on that knee. So that's a good way to get that same connective tissue activation without stressing unnecessarily your back or doing anything that's contraindicated for any back history. So we usually stay in pigeon about 2 or 3 minutes, just melting towards the earth. Settle into the stillness of the pose. We have about 1 more minute in pigeon on this side. Go ahead and slowly start to find that awareness. We're going to breathe our palms down to the earth. Exhale, extend through those elbows, nice and long through the spine. Inhale, sliding the heel of your hand back closer to your body, getting just a little bit taller to lift your heart. And you're going to walk your hands back, putting weight on that bent leg hip. Exhale, reaching both legs towards the top of your mat. I'm going to turn to face you. We're going to go ahead and take our legs apart to a nice V. Inhale, the heel of our hands directly in front of our thighs. Exhale, getting nice and long through the spine as you push against the earth. Tilting that belly button forward, but still pulling that bunda in. Inhale, let the left hand rest on the left shin. Exhale, that right arm up over the top of your body. Gently stretching through that side of the body. Breathing yourself up nice and tall. We're going to let the right hand rest on the right shin. Exhale, that left arm up over the top of the ear. Folding to the side in the other direction. Inhale, breathing up nice and tall. We're going to place those heels of our hands once again directly in front of our thighs. Inhale, you're going to pull your toes back towards your ears, lifting heels up off the earth, stretching through the back of the calves. Exhale, release the heels to the earth. Inhale, point your toes. You don't usually point your toes in yoga. You usually keep that nice 90-degree flexion through the ankle. So we're just going to give our tops of our shins a little extra love as we stretch through. And then breathe our way back to 90 degrees. Keeping that spine nice and straight, we're just going to gently walk our hands forward. You're not trying to kiss the earth. You're just trying to get a little bit extra length through the back of your thighs. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and let that head dip towards your elbows. Just gently breathing into the pose. Inhale, walk your hands back, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to bring our ankles to touch. We're going to turn our palms towards the sky as we bend through the knees, feet flat on the earth. We're going to hinge back, firing up for a few breaths of boat pose once again, activating that core, pulling that belly button in through your nose, out through your nose, in through your nose, out through your nose. One more deep breath, in through your nose. Exhale, go ahead and bend both legs. Coming into that easy pose, sitting up nice and tall, lifting that heart, lifting that chin, hands braced against the knees, stretching through that mid to upper back. And exhale to relax. We're going to go back into tabletop. So go ahead and stack those hands underneath your shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to let our big toes touch, and we're going to walk our knees to the outside edges of the mat. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, sit back towards your heels. Go ahead and walk your hands forward. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, drop that head in between your arms for wide knee child's pose, just gently melting towards the earth. If you'd like, you can walk your hands to the top right corner of the mat. Exhale, pushing away from the corner of the mat and into that left hip. Inhale, walk your hands and hips back to center. Exhale, walk your hands to the top left corner. Exhale, pushing through hands and into that right hip. Inhale, bringing hips and hands back to center. And with your next breath, you're going to walk those hands back, stacking them underneath the shoulders once again. Inhale, shifting your weight forward, walking those knees in, stacking them underneath the hips. Inhale, turning our toes under. And when you're ready, breathing those knees up off the earth, stretching into downward dog, reaching those heels down towards your mat. We're going into pigeon on the opposite side, so breathe the opposite leg up overhead. Inhale, bending into the knee. Exhale, sweeping that knee forward. Going ahead and releasing the back leg, releasing the toes. Make sure you're set up for safety. There's good flexion through that front ankle. And you're just going to melt towards the earth. And again, if you're protecting your back into reclined pigeon, you're just going to lay on your back. Bend the extended knee leg. Place the ankle over the knee and roll that knee out to the side. If you're having trouble clearing the brain, go ahead and refocus on that intention. You have about 1 more minute in pigeon. Go ahead and start to find that awareness, lifting your head, gently rocking from side to side on your elbows. Go ahead and breathe those palms down to the earth. Exhale, extending through elbows, nice and long through the spine. Inhale, walk the heel of the hand back, getting just a little bit taller, shining that heart forward. Exhale, go ahead and walk the weight back onto that bent leg hip, and then reach your feet towards the top of the mat. If your feet aren't already all the way to the top of the mat, like mine are not, you're going to lift your hips and gently walk them forward. Walking your hips up and down the mat like this is a great way to strengthen your back. Walking them forward. Once my heels are all the way at the top of my mat, I'm going to inhale, bending both knees, once again returning to that bound ankle pose. Letting my hands relax on the feet. Inhale, getting nice and tall through my spine. Pulling that belly button in. I want you to think about where you were the first time we did this pose and hinged forward, and how far your chin was able to reach to feel a nice, comfortable stretch, because we're going to do that once again. Drawing breath all the way up through the spine. Pulling that belly button in. Inhale, hinging forward from the hips, reaching that chin forward. Exhale, coming back to sit up nice and tall. We're going to go ahead and stretch our feet all the way towards the top of the mat. Once again, pulling toes back towards you. Inhale, bending into knees once again and finding that bound ankle. Inhale, drawing breath all the way up through the spine. Getting nice and long. Exhale, hinging forward. And then coming back to neutral spine, but still in that butterfly position. We're going to go into reclined butterfly. So you're going to turn your palms towards the sky. Exhale, gently lay it all the way back. Nice and slow, activating those core muscles until you're resting all the way on the earth. You're going to turn your palms down towards the earth, resting hands on either side of your hips. And just breathe into the pose and let gravity create that space through your pelvis. You don't want to place your hands on your knees and push down. You're just letting gravity do the work. Again, if you're uncomfortable, you can always place a block under either thigh, or just activate your muscles. If your body's telling you they're not ready for that deep stretch yet, go ahead and just lift the knees off the earth. Just breathe into the pose. Inhale to go ahead and breathe your knees to touch, sole feet flat on the earth. You're going to heel toe your feet to the outside edge of your mat. Go ahead and breathe your arms up to a T or a goalpost. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, both knees are going to drift all the way to the right. So you're weight bearing on the outside edge of the right foot and the inside edge of the left. We're going to go ahead and breathe our knees back up towards the sky. Feet staying at that outside edge. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, both knees drift to the left. Balancing on the outside edge of the left foot and the inside edge of the right. Go ahead and breathe your knees back towards the sky. Exhale, heel toe those feet back in alignment with your hips. You're going to bring those hands along either side of your body. You're just going to walk those heels back a little bit towards your bum. Palms resting. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, push through your feet, lifting your hips up off the earth, finding a nice bridge pose, strengthening that back, finding stillness in the pose. Exhale, lowering your hips all the way down to the earth. You're going to go ahead and take that right ankle, crossing it over the left knee. Go ahead and breathe that knee out perpendicular to your body. And with your next breath, you're going to heel toe that left foot to the outside edge of the mat. Inhale your arms out to a T or a goalpost. Exhale, both knees drift to the right. Now you're just balancing on the inside edge of the left foot, activating that hip stretcher through the left hip. Breathing their legs back over the mat. We're going to heel toe that left foot back in, uncross our legs. This time the left ankle is going to cross over the right knee and peel that left knee out perpendicular to your body. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, heel toe that right foot to the outside edge of the mat. Arms remain at a T or a goal post. Exhale, both knees drift all the way to the left. You're balancing on the inside of the right foot. Activating that right hip flexor in a nice connective tissue stretch. With your next breath, you're going to go ahead and breathe those legs back over the top of your mat. Exhale to heel toe that right foot back in alignment with your hip. Uncross your leg. We're going to go ahead and extend our legs and bring our arms down alongside our body, palms facing down. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, go ahead and step those feet up towards the sky. Sole of foot stretching towards the clouds. We're going to lower our heels to a nice slow count of 10, pulling that belly button in, starting with 9, 8. If you have any tension in your low back, go ahead and put a bend in your knees. 7. In through your nose, out through your nose, take it down to 6. In through your nose, out through your nose, take it to 5. You're halfway there unless I lose count. In through your nose, out through your nose, take it down to 4. Nice and steady breath. Take it down to 3. Next breath, take it down to 2. Pulling that belly button in. Exhale down to 1. Hover those heels over the earth. Deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, releasing completely against your mat. Relaxing your body from the tip of your toe all the way to the crown of your head. Softly closing your eyes. We're going to settle into Shavasana. Take just a few breaths here to relax your body completely. Clear the noise out of your head. Focus on that intention or the stillness around you. I'm going to go ahead and quiet the music a little bit. Let that body relax heavy against the earth. Nice and slow breaths. If you're having trouble focusing on your intention or clearing your mind, start off by just focusing on that sound that is closest to your ear, which is probably your breath. Listen to it as you draw the breath in, filling up your lungs, lifting your chest. And as you exhale, clearing that nose all the way out through your nose, that chest falling closer to the mat. Now I want you to walk your focus about 5 feet away from your mat, and focus on that sound that you hear most clearly about 5 feet away. Now with your next breath, we're going to move outside. You're going to focus on that sound that's the most in the distance. Maybe it's the wind blowing through the leaves or a bird chirping in the trees. With your next breath, walk that focus back into the room. You're listening for that sound about 5 feet away. Go ahead and bring your focus back onto your mat. Focus on that breath. See if you can extend or slow down that breath a second or two. With your next breath, you're going to slowly start to find some awareness. Start by wiggling the toes, gently flexing and extending through the ankles. Probably hear a clicking sound. That's the crepitus of my ankles from many, many years of competitive soccer and running. It doesn't hurt, it's just noisy. And gently start to circle through your ankles clockwise and counterclockwise. Inhale to bend both knees, placing feet flat on the earth. We're going to gently let those knees drift from side to side. If you'd like, you can hug those knees into your chest, placing your hands over the tops of your knees and continuing that side-to-side motion as you give the small of your back a little bit of a massage. Go ahead and release those feet back to the earth, knees still bent. Let the movement trail to your fingers, gently wiggling your fingers and flexing and extending through the wrists. Start to circle through the wrist clockwise and counterclockwise. Gently bending and extending through the elbows. Inhale, shrugging shoulders up to ears. Exhale, dropping them away. Inhale, shrugging shoulders up. Exhale, dropping them away. And let that movement move to your face. Gently tighten the muscles around your face and eyes. Exhale, completely relaxing all the muscles in your face as you're conscious of that skin rolling past the bridge of your nose, over your cheeks, and back towards your ears, letting the corners of your eyes and mouth gently droop down. Now we're going to roll onto our right or left side, whichever's more comfortable, with your knees still bent, taking just a few breaths to recognize that connection to earth. honor yourself for your practice on your mat today. And really focus on that intention. When you're ready, using your arms, you're going to gently push your way back up to that easy seated pose where we began. Arms resting on knees, palms towards the sky. Soft close on the eyes as you settle in to your Ujjayi breath. We're going to go into ocean breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose, sigh it out through an open mouth. Deep breath in through your nose, sigh it out. Deep breath in through your nose and sigh it out. With your next breath, you're going to bring prayer hands to touch at your heart. May your hearts be filled with love, light, and happiness. Take your hands to your lips. May your words be filled with encouragement and positivity, and always have purpose to lift each other up. Take your hands to that space between your eyes. May your thoughts be filled with empathy, compassion, forgiveness, and love. And let's send a little extra energy out today to all those frontline healthcare workers, from our doctors and nurses and therapists to our custodians and clerks. Let's protect them. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Namaste. Again, if you have any questions or seeking modifications or would like us to go to another direction with class with some special activities, maybe you have a knee history or you don't want to do any arm balances, let us know what's going to work for you. Brenda will be back tomorrow, and she'll have a class Tuesday. I'll be back here Wednesday at 6. Brenda at Thursday. We don't have class on Friday, but you can always replay one of those videos. We might be starting Saturday morning class soon. I need to check on that. And I hope you've enjoyed this class. Please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a great day. Thank you.